I mean, for people, I mean, I used to own a strip club, so
Oh yeah. We did talk about that. You did own one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, so there's two things that happen here. The shame that a normal person would feel inside of that situation is what a lot of people are basing this off of. So when you're looking at it
Oh,
from the
hold on, Manager Ball. Explain. Me and you know, but explain to the audience what you mean by normal person.
yeah, like any person who's not privy to this lifestyle, because it is a lifestyle, these type of things are normal to them. But when you have somebody who don't who don't have the frame of mind to understand what this guy is actually doing, they would see it as extremely disrespectful, extremely just they can't stand it. But that's the actual thing. It's kind of like people don't understand the Russell Wilson and Sierra situation. Why? They're trying to look at it as a normal person being in that situation, not a not 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 like two millionaires who got two different families and two different things that they're bringing together. So you have normal individuals who don't understand this lifestyle trying to think about it from the standpoint of somebody who is within the lifestyle itself. Like to them, these are business moves. It may or may not be true outside of the actual sex that's on film that you can actually see. To them, it's not a big deal. It's lunch. It's brunch. Like you don't like even straight people that are not in this lifestyle. You have no idea what those people are doing behind the scenes, and what you pretty much see is normal. But at the end of the day, this is the limits of private individuals, consenting adults doing consenting adult stuff. And a lot of people would be like, I would never consent to that. So most of it is, most of these people just don't have the experience in that type of framework, but they're trying to understand it. And they can't look away from it whenever it's presented. And
Very well.
and it garners a lot of views for some reason because it's
Very
very easy to understand. So
very well said. Wacky World, giving you space. Wacky World.
I'll let the next person go. I'll just stay back and be quiet.
Back to Crishaun, and then we'll do Amazing J. Crishaun, go ahead. Where did Man of Tomorrow get it wrong?
Well, I think he's right in the whole lifestyle thing, and I just think that he might be missing that some people understand the lifestyle and just don't find it appealing, and also find it that most people are going to regret that later on in life. So, I think it goes back to my initial comment. What got me in here is the thing about dignity is that we all have a sort of sense of dignity. That's why people like to, people like that are actual cucks and let their wife, have sex with men in front of them. They try to find a way to justify it to make it sound normal. And that's why even Man of Tomorrow, he
yeah,
even he even specified that there's a difference between that lifestyle and normal. So normal people, I think, do understand the lifestyle, and they just understand it from a more, I guess, moralistic standpoint that you're gonna regret that one day. Like if a woman is out there having sex with multiple men, she's gonna regret it one day because she's not gonna be able to find a man that's gonna settle down with her. That she's gonna it limits her pool at some point.
Man, I
not
will.
necessarily.
Wait. I will interject to say this: these 304s don't care no more.
Yeah, yeah, yo, come on.
No, they do. That's
Exactly.
the thing is they're brainwashed into thinking they don't care, but eventually it's like women that are feminists. They all are rah woman power, and then once they get like 35, 40, they can't
That's
have
true.
kids anymore. They
That's
can't
true.
find a man to marry them. They regret it. They're
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
it's
brainwashed.
their fault. But it's their fault. And as long as you full stop, don't give a shit about it, and never talk about it, you leave all the shame on the individual. The moment
Hmm.
you start talking about it, you now care about her in that position and how she should have changed. So the moment you start talking about sex or sexual access or sexual history, you're no longer operating from a standpoint of power. You're just literally giving all the power to her because that's her domain and
Yeah.
where she operates from a position of power.
Let me also say it like this before I go to Amazing J. What Man of Tomorrow is saying in a different type of way, if I was to use his analogy strictly for the woman, if you don't talk about my horror past and just allow me to be a school marm teacher, then I'm going to wipe my mind blind or blank of what I did in my 20s. But when you bring it up again, you see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of women, and I say this because I'm an older guy and I've experienced a lot of different shit. And I try to share with you younger guys that sometimes you have a theory on this stuff, which is true. But just like even you yourself, Crishaun says, once a certain age comes in, then all beauty fades.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to become this, that, and the third. I'm trying to get an interview with the porn star Monique because I've talked to her privately. I want to see if I can hide her face and have her come on, because I think, like I told her, people will learn a lot from how you thought in your 20s to how you look at stuff in your 50s now. But you know,
Can
Amazing Jay.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Amazing Jay, what are your thoughts? I'm trying to make sure everybody touches.
I know, I'm sorry.
But it's coming right back to you.
I'll
Chris.
remember. Yeah.
Amazing
No,
Jay.
well, Christian, I'm trying to, like when Man of Tomorrow talks, the Wacky World's talking, I can understand where they're coming from, their perspective. I'm still trying to get a feel for Crishaun and where he's coming from. Tell me if I'm wrong, Crishaun. Are you trying to come from a position of that women that are whoring around, they're going to, in the long term, regret this, and their kids are going to live horrible lives in the long term? Is that where you're coming from? I'm just because I can't really, I don't know where you're coming from, and I can't really speak
Well,
to the conversation because I'm trying to figure you out.
How'd you get to that from anything that I said?
That's why I'm asking you. I'm trying to ask you where you come from because I'm confused.
Okay, I'll explain.
Let me re-clarify your point, because this is where I be losing it sometimes with you, Crishaun, is that you got to understand.
Okay, I'm sorry. I get.
No, Crishaun, I'm coming to you. Hold on. These are some heavyweight intellectuals I got to deal with. You know how I got to deal with Wacky World hit me every time I make a misstep. Amazing Jay done got better. Man of Tomorrow, you should have seen our classic back and forth. So when you come into these type of realms, they just want you to give them your best uppercut instead of a jab. Go ahead, Crishaun.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't realize I was dealing with intellectuals here. So I'll give you a little background on my thoughts on relationships with men and women. I'm a sexist. I believe men and women are different. I believe we're not equal. And that's why I think when you guys are kind of basing everything, you're saying that I'm doing this, but I think it's projection. You're basing everything on the woman and her kind of perception of things. And what I'm saying is, like, the reason why it's different is because when a woman hits 35, 40 and her beauty starts to fade, she gets the wrinkles, how does she then attract a man? And I'll let you guys all answer that, but how does she do that?
Okay.
And there's a difference, because a man that's 35, 40 is actually more attractive to women, especially younger women. So that's why we actually succeed when we get older, and women actually start to reflect on life and go like, oh, fuck, I fucked up on a lot of stuff. So explain to me how a woman can attract any man she wants once her beauty fades.
But hold on, let me say something. But hold on, MOT. I'm sorry, MOT.
Go ahead, Wacky.
Crishaun, remember, you just accused us of something that you just did now, because you accused us of basing things around a woman, but yet you're asking a question that is based around the woman. I'm just saying.
No, that's ridiculous. My whole point is saying that men actually become more attractive the older they get. Women's beauty how are you saying that? The conversation is about women, you fool. You have to understand what we're talking about.
Okay, then hold on. But hold on. I'm sorry.
There's no need to name call.
Hey, I gotta protect Wacky in this moment. It's a Wacky world. Go ahead, Wacky.
I know MOT is waiting to speak. I'm sorry, MOT. But okay. I'm the fool. But once again, You accused us of something that you're doing because you asked a question that is woman based. Now, you cannot accuse us of something as if you're trying to talk down to us, but yet do the same thing also. Okay. And Crishaun, I did not insult you. Do not insult me. I didn't do anything to disrespect you. I
All
pointed
right,
out something that you did.
Sorry.
Don't
all right,
insult
let's go
me.
to
Let me.
MOT.
Can I just apologize because my style is I'm very aggressive and my show we all kind of call each other that. I'm sorry, I got in my mode, but I didn't mean to insult
it's all
you.
good. It's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
good.
yeah.
So go ahead, MOT.
Okay, so I got a couple of questions here. All right. Why are you trying to think about things from the standpoint of a woman?
I'm not. I'm not. You are.
Are you serious? Okay, all right. So let's go through it again. So you say that you are a sexist,
Yes,
correct?
sir.
And explain what your definition of a sexist was.
I don't believe men and women are equal.
Okay, so now you're trying to impose your idea of what a sexist is onto a woman. Now, after doing this, you look at the things from the standpoint of a woman. How is she going to be able to survive? How is
Hold
she
on,
going to be able to
because
attract a man? Oh,
I'm
okay,
sorry.
all right.
I'm not interrupting. I want you to clarify something because I'm not an intellectual like you guys. What do you mean by impose my sexism onto women? I don't know what you mean by that.
Okay, so you say that you're sexist and you have a hard view of one group of people over another, men versus women.
I didn't say that. You
That's what
just
a
put words
sexist
into my
is.
mouth. The hard
That's
view
what a
thing.
sexist is.
That's not
Okay,
true.
so let me jump in. Maybe I think that's why they asked you what was your
No. The problem is you guys keep adding stuff to what I'm saying. I said I'm a sexist. I don't believe men and women are equal. You turn it into I have a hard view on one group. That's why I said you guys are getting emotional
That's
about
exactly
the conversation.
what that means.
No, it doesn't. No, it
sir,
doesn't.
That's exactly what that means.
I don't think men and women are equal, meaning I think there's things that men do better naturally, and there's things that women do better naturally. That's not
That's not
the
a
same
point of
thing,
view?
dude.
Okay, all right. Okay, cool. Clarification on that is great. Why are you worried about what a woman would get, what a woman would attract, what she would qualify for? Why is that your concern?
Because
Why is that ever your concern?
because I'm attracted to women, and women are in my life, sir.
Okay, so got it. So it's like you're attracted to women, you care about women.
And I lead women.
Okay, I got you, MOT. Oh, hold on, I got you. So
all right.
Here, I know where MOT's gonna go, and probably wacky too. So here's the thing. This is the way we hear a person. I'm only saying this so we can meet in the middle. If Crishaun says that I don't want to hear about ducks, then for us, we don't want to hear any speech that has mallards in it, Great Bostons. We don't want to hear anything that has anything to do with that, because on stage it was established we don't want to hear about ducks. So it gets confusing for some of us when people start talking about mallards, which is a type of duck. That's where it goes back and forth. So maybe you can clarify what is a sexist beyond the whole natural point of view. Is there another example you can use other than the natural? Maybe that'll help us.
Would you agree that typically, now I want you to keep in mind that word typically, that men are naturally physically stronger than women?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, then you're a sexist.
Okay, cool. All right. So sexist by definition are viewpoints. This is Oxford Dictionary. Views that are stereotypical to a gender. So
that's a political definition. That's not the the technical definition of sexism.
So again, what is your technical definition according to the dictionary? Not your example, but according to the dictionary. How do you define it? I'm trying to be fair.
You're asking me two different questions and combining them. You're saying, what's my definition according to the dictionary? Do you want the dictionary definition or do you want my definition of it?
No, I want the dictionary definition. What's the dictionary?
Okay, well, let me look up a definition that suits me.
Okay, while you do that, man of tomorrow, go ahead and finish your point.
Yeah, it's just that
Talk about semantics.
like women don't worry about things from the man's standpoint of view. They never do that, right? It's either you qualify or you don't. She's not worried about how, if all men are out there, is going to be able to qualify, or how does a man produce. It's like, if she doesn't want you, she's not interested in you. She's only worrying about what she's getting herself into. She doesn't really care about the environment, because maintaining the environment is not her job. Maintaining her own standards and her own household is her job. So this is how we go into the standpoint of men not fighting for exclusively men's things. Men start to care about what women think about things, and then women care about what women think about things. And then that leaves less men caring about what men should actually be doing. So it causes an imbalance in conversation when we're actually trying to make the woman standard, trying to understand why she does something, rather than just pick and choose the women that actually would actually fit into your program or not, and forget everything else about what the woman would actually think and believe anywhere else outside.
And I got to give Man of Tomorrow a little comical pushback. Back in the day, Man of Tomorrow did not believe that. I had told them, I said, I don't give a fuck what these chicks think. And at that time, Man of Tomorrow was like, hey, we got to bring them to the table. Fuck that. Take the table with you. Give a fuck what these chicks think. But that's just comical between he and I, because we had so many battles going back and forth. Amazing Jay, what are your thoughts? Then we'll get Crishaun's definition, and then we'll go back to Wacky World. Amazing Jay.
My thoughts are, and I just want to give a little feedback, constructive criticism to Crishaun. Since you've gotten
Don't do it. No,
yeah, I got it. And I'm a guy like this. If I can learn from my
Please
mistakes,
go ahead. I'm not emotional like you guys. I won't take it that way. Go ahead.
No. And again, we're all grown men. We don't need to name call, or we don't need to say how people are feeling.
You can call me names.
Just
I'm fine with it.
No.
I'm following your
We're not going
guys'
to do
rules.
that. Okay. So my constructive criticism to you is that ever since you kind of got into the debate topic, you haven't been on context with the conversation. You have brought an element of derailing, in which you're bringing the conversation to another way. And the more people got that got on the show, you've derailed the conversation. So you make a great debater if you would just kind of stay in the context of what the conversation is about.
I had to derail because you asked me to clarify on something, and then we got bogged down in semantics. Then Mr. Research asked me to find a definition, and I'm following all your guys' rules. So I mean,
No. You're getting better at debating. That's what's happening. You're just getting look.
No, you're criticizing me that I'm not being a good debater.
By the time you finish with us, you'll be able to go on college stages. I swear.
No, I love this, guys. Though I'm not. Seriously, I love this.
No.
Yeah.
I want everybody to understand that on Crishaun's show, especially in his environment, this is his style of conversation.
Gotcha.
He doesn't really mean much by it. It's just that's his way of doing it, and he's gotten way better coming over here. Trust me. It used to be.
Can I finish my thought?
Let me get your last in, and then
Please
I
go
got
ahead.
to Wacky World.
So I gave the
Wacky World's my favorite, and I don't like the rest of y'all. But go ahead.
Can I finish my point real quick? Just real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So I gave my constructive criticism. My thought on the sexist part, and I think what you're really trying to say is that you're more of a conservative. You believe in gender roles. You believe men have, and correct me if I'm wrong, men have a certain role in the home and society. Women have a certain role that
Absolutely.
they do.
Yes.
A sexist is more of a person that is, a woman can't do this. A woman is, I hate women. That's more of a sexist.
No, that's a misogynist.
Okay, misogynist, but a sexist is more of what you can't do, as opposed to what they can do.
You're actually incorrect. But let's
Go ahead.
let's move on.
I could be correct. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So here's the correct thing. It is stereotypes. Keyword stereotypes.
No.
That's what the
no. Sorry. Can I? That's what I disagree. So we don't get bogged down in this. That's the part of it I disagree with, because I'll read the.
You disagree with the dictionary?
No. Yeah, I do. We can do that.
Wait. Hold on.
Because the dictionary, the dictionary has become.
Wait. I'm gonna let you rock. But everybody, get ready to bear witness of what me and Crishaun go back and forth about all the time. My man is about to disagree with the documented dictionary. Go ahead,
because first
Wacky,
off,
you next after this. But go ahead,
definitions have changed over time based on political reasons. So, for instance, they've changed the definition of racism, because originally the definition of racism didn't include the whole power structure and systemic racism and all that stuff. So to make the left wing, which they own the liberals own the colleges, and they own basically education. So they have changed the definition of racism to include the power structure thing. You can laugh all you want, but it's true. I mean, I don't know what you're laughing about. You're laughing at the truth, Mr. Research. Do your research.
I love you so much, Crishaun. You just don't understand.
So you're telling me the definition of racism has always included the power structure thing?
Crishaun.
Answer the question. Don't laugh.
No, Wacky World's next. Wacky World.
All right. So
wait. I wasn't done. You can't. And first off, that's not an argument, Mr. Research, laughing and then belittling me like my point didn't make any sense. Look it up. Do your research.
Go ahead, Crishaun. Finish your point, man, so I can give it to Wacky World.
Are you not going to answer my question? How about you? All right. While I finish my point, because you made me go look up the definition of sexism. Go look up that they changed in, I think it was 2018 or so. They changed the definition of racism. It's not the same in every dictionary. Every dictionary has different. You know that, right?
Yes,
not all dictionaries have the same.
No. Let him finish. Let him
Right,
finish, because I need Wacky to speak.
I'm asking you a question.
I'm not going to answer because I'm giving it to Wacky.
Because you know I'm right. Exactly.
Okay, whatever,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Wacky.
World. Go ahead, sir.
All right. So going back to what Crishaun said earlier, when he asked that question about, when a female turns 35 and she did all the whoring in her 20s, I'm just paraphrasing what Crishaun was saying, how she going to attract the men at 35, 40 and what have you. And then
the men she wants is what I said.
Say that again.
I said the men she wants.
Well, regardless, I'm just paraphrasing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't
mean hold on.
That's semantics, Crishaun. That's semantics.
Exactly.
You're right. I'm sorry. I don't want to get bogged down. Go ahead, sir. Continue.
In the grand scheme of things, I'm still saying the same thing. I'm just using different words to state the same thing. But anyhow, right? But then I think MOT, Man of Tomorrow, when he asked you why you concerned about that, Crishaun said something in regards to, well, because he's attracted to women and he leads women. But a true leader, of course, is strategic. And a true leader understands that if someone does not want to be underneath my authority, then they have to be left by the wayside. Thus, you shouldn't care about these types of females who, unless if that's the type of females you want to be underneath your authority. But outside of that, in my opinion, a true man who's a leader has a certain standard of the type of woman that he wants. And the type of woman that he wants, a true man, a true leader, is going to be something that's the opposite of a female who does all the whoring when she was young and now she's 35, she's looking for a man. That's not going to be, wondering how a female after the beauty fades and she's known, how she's going to attract a man, that is not going to be in the mindset of a man who's a true leader. A man who's a true leader is looking at which woman actually fits the criteria that he's looking for to be underneath his leadership. So
no,
Crishaun trying to, claiming that because you lead women and you attract to women is the reason why you ask these questions. That's not believable. We don't believe that, Jack.
That's because you don't do that in real life, and I do. You don't believe it's reality. I've done it, my friend.
I don't do
I've
what in
done
real
it.
life?
You don't
I
lead
don't do what?
women. You don't know what I'm talking about because you're not on my level.
Okay, yeah, because my level's not that low. So you're right about that. We can agree. My level's
Oh,
not that
good
low.
comeback.
Let's go to Man of Tomorrow.
Wait. Before you go to him, because he made a point earlier that I wanted to talk about before.
Okay, go ahead, Chris.
That you guys were trying to say that that I'm putting women in the driver's seat, basically, and you're saying that women basically have the pick and we just stand around waiting to be picked. And that's a lame's point of view.
I never
don't
said
do that. I
That's-
lead women. I make women realize
Let me
that
correct you.
that you're
Let me
gonna
correct you
follow
on
me.
what you
Yes.
think I've said.
Oh my God.
You're putting the mind state of women.
I change their mind state. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
The
so-
thing of
so-
this whole thing that we sit around
Thank
and
you for letting us know, because that's what we were trying to get you to.
Yeah, this is the thing here.
Wow.
This is the thing. Amazing Jay, what you just said is that you have to find a woman. Like, you think that there's women that are out there prepackaged perfectly waiting to be led by you. That's not how it works.
It's called culture. It's called culture.
Yeah,
Unless
and we
you're
have a
talking
bad
about this
culture.
right
We
here.
have a horrible culture in America. That's why I talk like this, because I'm trying to stop that.
Well, that is.
But okay. Well, full disclosure, I went to another culture that prepackaged their women in a different way, so that way I could be able to have her in her current natural state, that where actually men do work together.
Then be a passport, bro.
Okay, it's great, but what I'm saying is that everyone isn't starting off at the same culture that you decided to accept.
Right.
I didn't accept it. I'm not accepting the culture. That's why you guys are giving me backlash, because you're brainwashed into thinking that women run the relationship game.
Nobody said
I don't
that.
believe that. You said Man of Tomorrow, and I'll let him respond to me. Man of Tomorrow said something about we sit around and women basically choose who they want to be with. That's not how it works.
Yeah, but
it is how it works.
No, it doesn't. It works with lames. It doesn't work with me. I've broken the mold. You haven't.
Let me make sure. Let me make sure that I have this correct.
Wait. Before you do.
All right.
Here's what I want you guys, you three, to really get from this. With the Crishaun, this is his lived experience versus how we grew up. It's not to say that ours is better. I just want you guys to be able to walk away from this conversation knowing that he's not being comical. He's not being disingenuous. It's not that he don't get it. His lived experience is it's 10 years different from ours. We had a different thing. It doesn't mean it was better or worse. So as you guys move forward in this conversation, still give him the business. But and Crishaun, you give them the business as you've been doing. But understand, this is really about a 10-year, 15-year gap in understanding how men should move. But go ahead, MOT.
Great point, Mr. Research.
Right. So Crishaun is wholly successful while you got millionaires and superstars getting kicked out of people's DMs online. Got it. Okay, he's 100% successful from his standpoint. I just wanted to make sure that we got that clear. That he has more success than anybody else, and he's so proficient at these things that he's in a different stratosphere than we are currently. That's what you're saying?
I mean, MOT, he did admit that. He said we're not on his level. So, hey.
Yeah, okay.
No, you're admitting that. You're admitting that. I'm telling you, it's just like Mr. Research just said. I'm just telling you my lived experience, and you're telling me that's not possible. And I'm going, well, obviously, because you don't do it. You don't stand up to women. You don't tell women how to act. You don't tell your women how to dress. You just let them be. Live and let live. That's how you are. 50-50, right, dear?
Who said that?
Oh, no. Like, nobody said that.
Exactly.
Okay, then why are you outraging when I say that I'm a sexist and I don't believe that men and women are equal? Why are you turning that into like a discrimination thing?
But
you should agree with me.
So here's the overall problem here. It seemed that rather than stating your point as what your point is, You build your own straw man within the reflection of your actual argument, and then slay that actual straw man, even though no one ever
Look,
asked you.
Okay,
Scooby,
let me
a
just
clue.
explain to me
clue,
what. Hold
Scooby.
on. Before you just use buzzwords to try to shut me down, explain what my straw man is. Explain what the straw man that I'm building. What is that?
Oh no,
Okay.
man, I got this.
Don't
one.
explain
I got
what a
this
straw
Okay,
man
okay,
is.
okay.
Explain what
I
my
got
straw
this
man
one.
is.
I
I
got
know what a
this
straw
one.
man is. Go ahead.
You make an assertion. You make an assertion that was never said, never presented, never argued, as if it was part of the discussion the entire time.
Okay, but you're saying that I'm not being clear. I'm being very clear. You guys aren't being clear. So how about this? You said you don't believe in
You just did it
50-50.
again. You just did it again.
You said you don't believe in
Just
you
now.
hold on, you don't believe in 50-50. Do you believe in
No,
gender roles?
wait, hold on. You're doing it
Nobody
again.
said
This is the
that.
second
Oh my
time.
Nobody said
No, because
that.
I'm
You
trying
just
to
did
be
it again.
clear. Because we're all trying to be clear. I'm the only one being clear
You're
on
doing
that.
a
You
straw
know what I
man within a
believe.
straw man. I have never seen this before.
Oh,
You're
man.
just using buzzwords, bro. You don't even know what you're
And
saying.
not only did
Straw man,
Crishaun,
straw
That's the
man.
third straw man.
not only did Crishaun use constant strawmans, but he utilized ad hominem fallacies also, because when I
Yeah.
was telling him that, as far as a leader is concerned, someone who leads women is not going to worry about if a woman did all the whoring in her 20s, how she's going to attract the man that she wants when she's 35. And then he responded by saying, well, assuming that I don't do this in real life, trying to actually assassinate my character instead of actually responding to my argument.
No, you haven't responded to my you haven't given me an answer. None of
let
you.
him
How does a
finish.
woman attract
Let him
with once she
finish,
loses
Wacky.
her beauty? How does a woman attract a
Hey,
man?
yeah,
You haven't
okay,
answered
okay.
Why
that.
do you care?
Don't let
that's
him. Don't let. Don't let him spin you. MOT.
Exactly.
He's spinning you right now. Don't
Deflection.
fall for that.
Deflection.
Wacky, finish your point. Wacky, finish your
Yeah.
point.
So what I'm saying is that's what he's utilizing fallacy after fallacy after fallacy in his argument.
How am I
To the
using
point of the fact
fallacies?
that-
Are women stronger than men?
No.
Typically,
You
that's not a
use
fallacy,
constant
sir.
fallacies. Men of Tomorrow pointed out the several fallacies. I point out a fallacy.
Explain.
Sierra
Say
Trey
name one
pointed out a
fallacy.
The
Stop
thing is,
using words you don't know what it
utilizing
means.
fallacies because you cannot defend your argument.
What's a
can't.
What fallacy
Okay.
have I used? You're not
I just
explaining it.
stated
He
one
just
of the
stated-
fallacies
he
you
stated
use.
it.
Say it
Hold on,
again.
let me-
I didn't hear you.
Okay, wow. That's what happens when you interrupt other people while they're speaking. When you interrupt, you don't listen. So now I have to repeat myself.
Well,
So
God
I'll
forbid.
go a little slower. Because
Go ahead.
remember, I'm not on your level, because that level of yours is too low for me. And we can agree on that. Okay, so I'll slow it down for you. All right.
I didn't say I agree with that.
When I stated that a leader is not focused on women who did a lot of whoring in her 20s and wondering when she's 35 what type of man is she's going to attract, or if she's going to be able to attract the man that she wants. A leader or a man who actually leads women is only focused on a woman that fits the criteria that he's looking for to be underneath his authority.
No,
And
you're wrong.
you responded by stating that I don't do it in real life, that I'm nowhere on your level. That is called an ad hominem fallacy.
You're not a
in which
leader. You're
you
not
choo-
even
in which
you're
you
not even on
choose
my
to
level as a
assassinate
leader,
my
sir.
character
You
instead of
think a
responding to
leader
my
just sits
argument.
around and waits for
And-
perfect people?
and
A
here we-
real
and
leader
here we
actually
go.
finds people who are
It's
flawed and
funny
makes them
how
better.
He accused me, or he accused us of being emotional, but he's been emotional this
10
whole
seconds.
time.
10 seconds. 10 seconds, Wacky.
Oh, I'm done.
Okay. Amazing Jay. What do you think about all this, Amazing Jay?
Fellas, people are going to listen to this, and we want to have a level of decorum. We want to kind of leave out the name calling. We want to, we got to stay on context of the conversation. And the thing is that we should be able to listen to each other. We should be able to receive the feedback that we're getting, and make this discussion something worth listening to. And we've kind of gotten off that point. Crishaun, we want to get back to the topic of what's being discussed, and we'd love to hear your opinion. But again, the show has kind of changed, and I'm not picking on you, but the show has kind of taken a turn from where it first started off at. So
So
I would love for us to get back to talking about Adam 22 and just and
we're gonna let
building on that.
Crishaun have the last word on this, and then I'm gonna show you this part of the Adam 22 video, and then we're gonna go around. We're gonna go with Amazing J, Man of Tomorrow, Wacky, and then we're gonna let Crishaun hit our last point. Crishaun, go ahead and wrap up this part of it on everything everybody said. But you can't ask people questions because we're trying to push on. But go ahead and wrap up your thoughts.
When I'm done talking and everybody jumps in and yells at me, don't blame me for derailing.
I'm gonna make sure they jump. I'm gonna make sure they don't. Yeah.
The guy that I don't know who that was just talking, Man of War or Wacky. Wacky doesn't understand what it means to be a leader. A leader doesn't just wait around and wait for perfect people. A leader takes people who have flaws and instills a different morality in them to lead them with so that they follow them. That's what leaders do. You make people better. So I'm not sitting around saying, oh, let's be fucking Captain Save-A-Hose around here. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we need to, as men, instill better in women in general. Like, not give. That's how we lead them. Not give in to their way that they flaunt their sexuality and stuff. We give into that. That's why they do it. It works. So we're not leading. We're not turning down pussy when we should be. Most men are just giving into their moralities just to get the pussy, and then once they get it, they're like, "Oh, what did I just lied about everything." That's what I'm saying is men aren't leading anymore, and you don't know what it means to be a leader, and you're trying to come at me because you don't know that.